wants to join us, I'll just watch this. We're already 17 seconds in and no one's joined us. So I just don't know what's going on, guys. That's a joke, by the way. I'm early. Very tired as well. Still talking to no one. Maybe it's because we're early. Let me see if I can find... I don't know what time it is, but I think we're a few minutes. Let me prep some stuff. Hi, Hugh. And who else is that as well? Shawnee. Hi, Shawnee. Okay, we've got people coming in now. That's good. It's been a very busy week. Very busy. You can tell by the state by how much my hair sticks up when it's been busy. We've not, as a household, we've been under the weather, but we did a workshop today. That was really lovely. Absolutely loved it. Loved speaking to everyone. It was our Cheshire workshop, but it was our one that we did midweek. Oh, let me just... Can I put the light on this? No. That's okay. That's all right. In fact, I can put the light on it. So flip that. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay, so who do we have? Let's have a look. We've got Shani, we've got Hugh, we've got NGB, Tracy Harris, Carol Guy, Kim Johnson, Pauline Lenny, Evening Jill. Who is JML? Do I already know your name? Because I know it as the brand who do drills and stuff. But hello, Suzanne. That's my partner, fiance, other half, girlfriend, but not wife. Evening, Josh and everyone. It sounded like I was being really bitter, but she won't marry me. But she will one day when we get around to it. You can probably tell that we're a little bit under the weather. I had a bit of a cold, but it's okay because most people on the in the workshop today, they knew about it, and some of them already had. I never will be a wife if you call me my full name. Soz is Suze. Susie's downstairs. Lowry's asleep on her. Lowry has chicken pox, I think, or a rash. Let's have a look. Okay, lots more people coming now. So I've just seen JML say, oh, Jean. Hi, Jean. Why are you under? I know Jean very well from these lives, and I don't know why it's changed to JML. Aren't JML those videos of just things that, you walk past the thing on in a supermarket that's like videos of stuff you want to buy, like chin-up bars or weird exercise things? Are they JML videos? What are we doing today? So we had the workshop. The workshop was really lovely. If anyone was on the workshop and is on this live, let us know. It was really, really good. And got back. She's fine, don't worry, I can see her. Maisie's in the bath, so at some point she'll probably come out here and ask me to get a change, but I'll put all her clothes in here, so all I'll need to do is just literally grab her out the bath. She can get changed herself off camera, of course. So what was I saying? Having an extension done at the minute, so everything is really up in the air. Just life in general is a bit of a mess. Well, just the house is a mess. All life is lovely. So, what are we doing today? Well, I put a post out that said about what do we want to see. A few responses on there. So I had people wanted to see Can't Stand Still, wintry scene. How to make people taller and shorter. How to add gravel to a ground. Paint, wash versus colouring. So what's the difference? And how to do a black dog. So black dog fur, like a spaniel. So I'm going to try and cover all of these things. And I'm also going to... Don't get excited because I haven't got this set yet. But I printed off a little fox from the new Upright Animals set. And I'm going to have a go at adding, just hand drawing some stuff to add in, just to show you how lovely it can look. So, I'm going to get going straight away with this one because we've got a lot to fit in. So, let's angle ourselves down. Like this. Wrong way. There. Like this. I'm hoping the light is still okay. We've got a few different light sources, but that looks good to me. Let's angle it a little bit more down. Yeah, I think that's good. And then I could even... What happens if I turn this on? That lights up the other side a little bit. So maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that's a nice area to work on. Okay, so let me have a quick look at my list again. So, Can't Stand Still, taller and shorter. So I'm going to do taller and shorter with the Can't Stand Still as we start building up a scene. Right then. And then the person in the Can't Stand Still set is going to be walking a black spaniel. And this is how I'm going to incorporate everybody's wants and needs. Hopefully make it a more enjoyable process for you. So let me just add in, here's a skirt element from the Can't Stand Still set. Now, how do we make people taller and shorter? Well, when you, with the way that in which our sets are built up, for instance, like this one, you have the opportunity to move things down slightly because there are different components to it. They're all modular. So if I wanted to make someone taller, I would move the feet a little bit down and I'd stamp there, because then you can join the feet up to the shoes and you're not moving it so far down that you have created a weird shape of the body. So let me just do that now. So but that's not it finished. So let me just add these feet in. I could put them there right on, but I'm going to move them down just a few mil. Then that gives me the opportunity to do the same thing with the top half of the body. Where is the top? Oh, there it is. Is it? Yeah. So I'll do the same thing with the top half. So I could add it right on there so the lines are touching, or I can move it up just slightly. Now, the fact that I have moved the space between the feet and between this bit has given me double that length. You only need a short amount. People generally aren't, leaps above each other in height. So Let me use one of these heads. Do you know what? I'm going to use one of the heads from another set. Where is it? Because I want them to be... Let me have a quick think. That one's going the wrong way. That one's going the wrong way. Why are they all going the wrong way? Oh, they're not, because it's got the other ones. Right, I'm going to do the one that doesn't have the hair, so I can add some hair to it. I wouldn't do the same thing with the neck, because the neck needs to be, you know, relatively neck sized. Excuse me. Right. So now I'm going to do a quirky hairstyle for this one. Little ear there. Excuse me. And then I can add my neck in. You can add different clothes, but actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a nice jumper. You'll have to excuse me coughing. So that's a thicker jumper because it's going to be a bit of a wintry scene. And then, same as the other one, I mean, we don't even need to attach these lines, really, because the paint will do that for you. Then, I am going to give her a dog to walk. Like this. She's holding a dog lead. I'm going to give her a jumper on this arm as well. Now, I'm not going to do... So, I have a spaniel. I could have the spaniel like that. So, I mean, that's my spaniel stamp. But I want to do it... I want to use the other one where the dog's walking. So we'll just have to... I'll do it for a dog. And then... But this will show you how to paint black fur. It's going to be like this. Headless dog. But with it being a spaniel, I'm going to... This is a slightly spaniel-y one. Use this head. Oh, missed a bit on the nose there. And spaniels often have these sorts of tails. So, or do they? Do they have like kind of curlier tails like this? So, we've covered the shorter and taller thing. Basically, it's add a bit of space between the shoes and the trousers, then add a bit more space between the legs and the top half. And if you do that, then you're not going to make it look weird, if you know what I mean. So, well, what I mean by that when I say weird, it is, you know, you won't have the feet down here, so you've got to stretch the legs right down, because that wouldn't do. Okay, let's add in a bit of background. Now, I've just gotten home from the workshops, so I haven't got all my stamps with me. So I'm going to hand draw the background in the style of the stamps. So let's imagine we are in the wood. We'll do a little snowy field. Okay, so there'll be a tree here. Shouldn't be showing you how to do this, because then you might stop buying the stamps. There you go, there's a tree. Horizon line of the field is like this. I'm going to do it nice and wiggly. Like that. I'm going to pretend it's on like a hill. And there's another hill that's going this way. Maybe another one going that way. Maybe another one in the background going that way. So, snowy field. So for the person who asked about gravel and how to do that, so obviously I'm not. What I'll do is I'll pretend over here is like a little roadside bit here, and she's walking on a gravelly road now that doesn't have the snow on it. This is how I do gravel. I do little stones sporadically over the section, and I'm not going to cover the whole thing. Might do the different sizes like that. It's important not to cover this whole area. Don't think, right, I'm going to draw every stone. What it is that we're going to draw a few and let the brain fill out the rest. Let's do a little dog's lead. And a collar. Okay, let's paint it. So what have we covered so far? We've people wanted to see Can't Stand Still, and this is a winter scene, so I'm going to show you how to paint that now as a winter scene. Do you know what? I might do my little same thing as last time. I'm going to do a little sun here. You okay, Maisie? All right. So the sun's there. We've covered Can't Stand Still. I've talked about making people taller and shorter. So paint wash versus colouring. Now, I often refer to a flat wash when I do a painting. Let's run out. And here's what I mean by it. A flat wash is whatever colour you are doing. Maisie, are you okay? Have you swallowed some water? Oh, is it? Oh, it's Lyle's coughing. So, a flat wash is where there's no lighter or darker bits. It is a flat colour throughout the, whatever you're painting. So you'll notice here, I'll take a little bit off. So flat colour, and then we go back in afterwards and add the shadow. So I'll let that dry. Now for the snow, it's already white. What's up, Maisie? She's okay. So we're doing that shadow technique. There's the light source. It's going to come this way. And then we can add shadow this way. I'm going to do the same thing with my lady here. This way. And then pretend that's the shadow. The dog shadow is going to be the other way, this way. And then there's a bit of light coming through the pores there. Now, because it is a snowy scene, I'm just going to add in a little random bits of shadow. Because that'll be, when something's snowy, there's often bits, like little holes in the snow that are going to stop, you won't see the, they won't see the light, so you get the shadow there.
You know how we're washing our dishes in the bath?
Yeah.
Our child has just washed herself with the
what?
dish scrubber.
With the dish scrubber. Well, at least she'll be clean. Okay, so the tree, I am doing just elements of green because these parts are going to be snow. So on the end of the branches, I'll just do a bit. Then I'm going to take my blue colour and I'll do shadow because the sun's here. The shadow will be on this side because that's where the light isn't getting to. So I'm going to go like this. I don't mind if some of that green makes its way into the blue because I don't mind stuff like that. I actually like it. Sorry, do you know what I forgot to address? Very quickly. If anyone was just wondering why I look so great, it's because it's just this. This very, very cozy whole fleecy tracksuit that I'm incredibly proud of and I really, really love it. So don't be taking the mick. I'm just going to close this door. Just be closing the door. Bet you weren't expecting that. But yeah, I am basically like I don't have covers anymore when I sleep. I sleep in this because Lowry will only sleep on me during the night, or on Susie. But I'll take her down in the night to give Susie some sleep. She will sleep on top of this in her sleep suit, and she is so comfortable. And then I don't have to worry about pulling the covers on myself and making Lowry upset. But, yeah, so I thought you should probably see that. Anyway, I'm going to turn it this way. You've seen enough of that. Right. Back to the painting. Hope you enjoyed that. Okay, now let's do a little bit of yellow around the sun. If you were here for my last live where we did the fox, we're doing that same thing again. And if I met you in Evesham, because I went to Crafters Companion and did some lives in their Evesham store, which was absolutely lovely. I really enjoyed it. It was lovely meeting the team there. And it was lovely meeting the people there. I mean, obviously the team are people too. But what I mean is, it was lovely meeting the team and it was lovely meeting the customers. Trying not to be too precise with the colours. It's one of the, this to me is one of these like lovely winter days when it's really sunny and crisp, but it's still absolutely freezing. That's how I imagine it. There we go. And then I'm also gonna, I'm gonna water down that blue and the snow fields in the background. I'm gonna paint them in so that you can see that they're in the distance. Okay. Oh, and these little rocks. I'm just gonna paint one side of them because, oh, actually no, I'm gonna paint the whole thing with them because if the sun was over here only, I'd paint just the side of them for the shadow, but actually, I even need to paint shadow for the rocks like this. And you see me doing my little technique. Like that. I'm also going to do a little bit, I know the shadow would be going mainly that way, but I'm going to do a little bit of shadow underneath this lady there. Let me carry on this way. Okay, so how am I going to paint a black dog? Well, the most important part is when you do your flat wash, which we talked about earlier, So get your black, but actually it's not going to be a dark black. This is going to be more like a grey. So use black, but water it down. For a fully black dog, we just paint it in like this. So that means that you can still see, because the ink is going to be the blackest thing, really, because the ink is like lamp black ink. It is, you know, it's really dark. So you don't want, I mean, the dog doesn't look black there, but when we add shadow to it, we'll add some shadow underneath and some hints of the fur once that's dry. And then you'll see what I mean. So you can add darker shadow and details to the fur. Now, I had this amazing idea to do stripes. Just sort of came to me. I bet you've never seen that before, especially from me. I bet no one's ever seen me do stripes before. But yeah, what do you think? First time? There's a first time for everything. I'm not doing stripes on the skirt. It's going to be a sort of purpley brown skirt. Let's add a bit more purple to it. And thank you everyone for the suggestions, by the way. It's been really helpful. What I love to do now, well, not now, always, I've always loved, what our main thing is always, what do our customers, which you guys, want to see? And I'm going to add in a bit of shadow here, here. Like that. And I'm going to add in a little bit more shadow on the head. It's funny for me, it's strange doing shadow on the other side because the sun's there, but that's what I'm doing. Turn that down a little bit. Like that. And then Reddy Brown shoes. I imagine these shoes to be Doc's. Susie's got Doc Martens like this. Actually, that exact colour. And then let's do black hair. And I'm going to do it similarly to how I do the fur on there. Because I want to add detail into the hair, I'm going to go in with more of a grey than black to start with. Like that. So the difference when so someone asked the flat wash versus colouring. Colouring is any type of, when you put colours down on your paper, whether it's pencil crayon, whether it's, you know, alcohol markers, it could be paint, watercolour, oil paints, that colouring just refers to that process of making it, it didn't have colour, but now you're going to make it coloured. So the difference between that and a wash is that the wash is the first layer, which is a base to add shadow in, and it should be fairly light. It should, I mean, it doesn't have to be amazingly light, but as you can see, like I'm doing this kind of like poodle style fur on this little dog here. I'm doing that just with some little paint blobs because this would all be catching the light, so you wouldn't see too much detail in it because it's at the top. But as I'm towards the bottom, it's all going to be like perfectly dark. But then as you move towards the middle of the dog, you're going to start catching little bits of light. So you might want to do a few little kind of dots of colour in there. This leg there can be totally dark. But that's how I would do the fur for a black dog. I'm going to give the dog pink inner ears because it's cute. And then we're pretty much done with this painting. Let me add in some of the detail in that black hair. So now I can get my darker black. And again, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do shadow on this side, just a big block shadow, trying to keep it organic. And what I mean by that is not really like detailed lines that I've obviously spent a long time doing. But then as I move in towards the middle, the light's going to catch just little bits of it. So I can do different sizes, dots, like that. And I can tone it down if I want. Like that. The way I do this is I just get the paintbrush and go like that. That gets the water off it. And then it's like reverse painting because you're actually sucking the paint and water back up into the brush. That's a really good technique. I'll talk more about that another time. But there we go. So, the sky is something we did last week. The shadows are what we did last week. This week we looked at making people shorter and taller, doing black for the difference between paint wash and colouring, and this is added gravel. Now with that gravel, I could then come in with just, you know, I could just using the watercolour paint to do this now, just in little areas. Do it a bit more under people because, yeah, so that gives the impression that they're on like a gravelly road. But really it's just doing sporadic little bits there. Okay, so let me have a quick look. Let's have a look at the comments. So, what have we got? And can everyone please, seriously, just try and stop being jealous of this, because it's unbecoming when you get so, like, because obviously I can tell that everyone's so jealous about it, but just try not to be, because it makes me feel a bit awkward that I'm the one who's got this and I'm so cozy and warm and toasty, and you guys aren't. So that's but I bet you guys are all sat there with a lovely glass of wine and you're not feeling ill. So I shouldn't be a div. Let me have a look at the comments. Let's have a look. Who's it? So I straight away I saw that Greta Bueller said, "Love your snowy scenes. I used to live in Michigan and now live in Los Angeles, California. No more snow." But I mean, Los Angeles is really cool, so that's good. But I would give anything to experience a really snowy winter in America. That is my goal one day. You know, I'll go somewhere like Michigan or like, I know like St. Petersburg or something. I mean, I used to watch Dance Moms with Susie and it's always snowing there in the winter. So wherever they are in Dance Moms, that's where I want to go. Let's have a look. First time watching on YouTube. Oh, hello. So Maria McDermott said, "Hi Josh and Susie, first time watching on YouTube, received my sets of stamps yesterday. Thank you so much. We are absolutely happy that you are here watching with us. So thank you very much, Maria." Teach the colours to do blonde hair. I can teach the colours to do blonde hair. Might have to do that on another live because we're going to jump forward now to having a go with our thing. But let me just do it dead quick. Southern California. So Stacey, pampering. When we come to Southern California, just let us know a venue and get a load of people interested and we will fly over and do a workshop or something. It would be lovely. Okay, right, so blonde hair. Kathy Forrester, I can imagine you're sat like all cozy, glass of wine, the house is all warm. I don't drink anymore because Lowry sleeps on me. But when Lowry starts sleeping through the night, I will have the odd glass of wine because I do love a glass of wine. It's just something really cozy about it. Okay, so, and who's that? And Lindsay has a glass of wine as well. Well, you haven't got one of these, so I bet next time everyone watching will be wearing this. I got it from Next. I'm obviously very, very proud of it. Let me show you the colours for blonde hair and then we'll jump into the fox, okay? Let's go. So this is what we've just done. I'll show it to you again at the end. But yeah, quite like that. It was a really nice one to show as well because we get to show the snowy fields. There's not much to it. And then, you know, got to show that sort of the low winter sun again. The black of the dog's fur. Yeah, it's just a really nice one to do. Oh, and making people taller and shorter with that thing. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm going to angle this down a little bit. Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it? It's a bit past Halloween now, but must have been that was a live, I think. Like this. Have I got just a scrap piece of paper? Let me have a quick look. I'm ripping this here. This is a little sketch I did, but it was just to test out pencils. So, blonde hair. Here's my lady's face. And you said long blonde hair if possible, so. So, here's how I'm doing long blonde hair. Paint the skin tone in. I'll let that dry. So blonde hair, I was talking about this on our workshop today, actually, is a hard one to get. So a lot of people would be inclined to do yellow like this. Now, blonde hair isn't really yellow. It's a light brown. So I would add a tiny bit of blue, like this. And then it sort of goes green, but look when you paint the hair then, because blonde hair is sort of green. If you look at, you know, a paint, if you were to cut a tiny hole in a piece of paper and put it on a photograph of someone with blonde hair and you didn't know what the hair looked like, you know, you didn't even know it was hair, you were just seeing a little pinhole with a colour coming through, you'd probably say it's green. It's a really funny one. So my answer is, yeah, you can do yellow, but add a tiny, tiny bit of blue to your yellow. And it dulls it down. You know, people have been calling me the dirty painter. I'm all about, yeah, like dirtying up your colours. So that is how I would do blonde hair. And let me just add in a tiny bit of shadow. There we go. Let's angle it this way. you can always see a little bit better on that side. So there we go. That's how I would do blonde hair. Then also, you might want to go back in with the same sort of colours and do low lights. Now, what I mean by this, it doesn't matter if you can't see me doing it. I'm just following the edges, doing a few little bits, and you'll end up with shadow in the hair. So that's what I would do. But we'll go further into doing long hair, maybe on the next live. That might be a nice one to do. Okay, so finally, again, I'm going to be hand drawing the elements in here because I don't have my stamps with me. This one's printed. I just grabbed what I needed from the van because I can't face unpacking the van right now. So it's going to be a hand drawn one. I hope that's okay, but I'm doing it in the style. I like trying to squeeze in. I'm doing it in the style of the stamps. So maybe by doing this, I'll come up with ideas for future stamp sets. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Wrong way. There we go. So, I thought it was a really good opportunity because for anyone who hasn't got it yet, we had a pre-order for this. I think the pre-orders have now sold out. They sold out quite quickly for the upright animals. It is the same concept as my people stamps where you add legs, top half, head, except now there's tails as well. Loads of different heads. So we've got, mouse. I think it's a mouse. No, not mouse. Squirrel, fox, wolf, rabbit. I'd have to have a look again at the set. I've got it somewhere. But yeah. And it's in the style 2 style. So it's even simpler to put together. Okay, so what am I going to add to this? Let's first add a little scarf. I want him to be wearing a scarf. There's a scarf. I'm going to have him wear a jumper. So in this set, you have furry top halves. And then you have non-furry. The reason for that is I want you to have the option of having them wear a jumper if you want. Sort of like a Rupert the Bear sort of thing, where they're wearing clothes. Or just Rupert the Bear. He wears trousers as well, doesn't he? But like, I don't know, Robin Hood from the Disney's Robin Hood or something like that. Okay, so he's walking. And in this set as well, you have standing, walking and running elements. And you could use these heads with the heads from the other sets. It sort of works. So I'm also going to do the bottom there. Now it's a wintry scene again. I'm going to do, let's do a little snowman. This snowman. I was about to say, I was about to go. Snowman's just balls, but it didn't sound right. Carrot nose. Eye. And a big smile like this. Maybe a scarf around me, little snowman as well. Stick arms. I just absolutely love illustration. I can't get enough of it. It's the nicest thing in the world, especially to be able to do, and I don't want to brag about what my job is, but to get to do this for a living, genuinely, I have to pinch myself all the time. I really, really like it. So let me, I'll do a little tree, sort of similar to the one we did earlier. Oh, poor Lowry. It's hard because I mean, she seems absolutely fine with her chicken pox, but it's hard, isn't it? Okay, there's a little tree. Now I'll do he's got a bush there as well. Don't be rude. And then there's one in the background there. And again, sort of little path. Okie doke. So, am I going to use? I might end up using this as a stamp set. I mean, in a little winter stamp set. That snowman. I love it. And look how easy it is to paint a snowman. Shadow. 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 A few little bits like this. Pretty much done. Let's add in some shadow. So I'm not going to do the sun in the background like a low winter sun this time. I'm just going to do generic normal shadow. Like that. And then, you know what I'm going to do? Little footsteps in the snow. That's nice, isn't it? And then just a wintry sky. I don't have any tissue with me, otherwise I would be doing my normal little thing where I'll, you know, kind of take away the shadow. Take away the clouds. I was looking at thinking, oh, there's no colour pop in this at all. Like, where am I going to add colour in? But obviously, I'm going to paint the fox in a sec. Silly me. You might notice that my voice is, you know, I sound a bit deadpan, but it's because I've got a bit of a sore throat. But there was no way I was missing my live. Okay. Now, let's get this fox painted. So, fox is going to be orange, and then add red to the orange, and then a little bit of brown as well. In fact, I won't go in with the brown yet. I'm going to make it. Let's do a flat wash first. So as we know, flat wash is just colouring. We don't need to worry about putting in texture or anything like that. I'm going to leave his belly because foxes have like white bellies, don't they? And then, oh, these paint brushes are amazing. They allow me to put detail in where it wouldn't be normally because the end comes to such a lovely point. So, darker hands. And then I can bring my brown in. When on the next bit, when I'm doing the shadow. I won't add it yet though, because it's not dry yet. But what I will do is, if I've got white fur, I end up putting bits of blue in the white fur to show shadow. Like that. Oh, forgot a tail. Sorry, Mr. Fox. Here we go. Adding a bit more red there. Right then. Some green, and I'm gonna let the snow be at the top of the trees again as well, so I'm just adding bits of green in. not a lot. And then I'm deriving my brown from that same green, which is going to create a bit of colour cohesion, which if you went to my workshop, you'll know about colour cohesion. It's basically my whole sort of theory behind watercolour painting. It's looking good so far. What colour will go with a nice... obviously the fox is red, browny red, reddy orange. What colour is going to complement a red? I know, a blue. Like Superman. Nice blue woolly jumper. Like this. I'm going to do Mr. Snowman's hat black. With the shine in the middle. And then red on the band. I'm using a lot of water today. It's not like me. And then, again, the brush allows me to paint these little bits. Oh, and then also, the carrot. Okay, now I can add in that darker tone in my red, like this. And then dark nose. Oh, I love these sets. Genuinely, really, really love it. Okie doke. So that is just about done. Let me sign it. This is where obviously that's crying out for a signature. When I did my Evesham workshop yesterday, let me angle those up. Angela Merkel. There we go. So when I did my Evesham workshop yesterday, I was talking about signatures and how some people will shy away from signing their own work. And it was like part of the conversation was, well, the signature for me is a lot of the time a way to add balance to the painting. So sometimes there's a blank space that just needs something, and that thing might not be like a gem or whatever on a card. A signature is the perfect thing to finish it off sometimes. So I think we've done well today. Especially, considering I've already done a workshop today. We're not feeling well, so I was a bit worried. I was like, oh, are we going to have to cancel the live, to recover sort of thing? I'm so happy that we didn't cancel the live because I just love doing it. And we did minus two scenes. So what did we do? We talked about making people taller and shorter. Using the stamps. We talked about painting black fur, winter scenes, gravel, the difference between a wash and just colouring. And then this was just for me, really. I hope people are looking forward to their Upright Animals sets. I'm really looking forward to you receiving them because I cannot wait to see what people do with them. That scarf needs to be yellow. I'm sorry, I've just noticed now. I'm not going to colour it yet. Oh, do you know what? I've got a yellow Posca pen here. And it's just crying out to be yellow. I'll do it later because it's dried up. But yeah, so really pleased with this. It's just, this set is going to be so much fun because it's, well, I mean, it's upright animals. It's animals walking on 2 feet. There's loads of things that you can do with them. All of our, like, you know, little sentiment, storybook sentiment sets and things. And they lend themselves so well to, one, our storybook animal sets, but these as well now. So it just adds to that storybook world. Yeah, I hope that you've gotten something from this today. We still got like 3 minutes. So I wonder if anyone can think of something when they were watching this. Did anyone think there was something they wanted to see next time? I forgot to say we covered the blonde hair. Like that. There we go. So the effortless snowman. I've seen that. Let's have a quick look at the comments. People seem to really like the snowman. I like the snowman. Do you know what? I'll put this snowman in a winter set and I'll bring it out next year. And when it comes out, we'll all look at it together and we'll go, oh my word, yeah, I remember him doing the live with that. Yeah, well, I think it's a really nice one. Could you do a stamp that we can say we're creating using your stamps like Barbara graded? Could you do a stamp that we can say we're creating you? Oh, I see. Absolutely. If you'd like one of them, so it'd be like made using Beyond Stamping Stamps or something like that. What I can do is I could get in touch with our manufacturer who might just do as a sheet of them, so I can send them out individually. Let me start that word again. Individually. So it'll just be a stamp that says, you know, it'll be a little logo made using Beyond Stamping Stamps or something like that. If you would like that, that'd be lovely for us because obviously we're so proud of the brand. We love the makes that you do, and it'd just be good to get people to go, oh, what's Beyond Stamping Stamps? Like when they see your make. So that, I mean, that would just only help us. So that's a really great idea. Thank you for that. Let's have a look. Idiot's Guide to Mixing Colours, please. So Paula Morgan Brown, I will do that for you next live. So next live I do, we're gonna make it a guide to mixing colours because those ones allow me to use so many different stamps and so many different sets together, and I love watercolour painting, so it's just right up my street. Thank you everybody for coming and watching. It seems like people really enjoyed that live. So that's good for me because it means that I can go take what we did today and go, right, well, I'll make the next one similar to that. It seemed like it was a nice thing to be able to do 2 full scenes and just talk about the things that people want to see. So again, don't hesitate to message me throughout the week, or I'll put a post up just to say, would it be possible to cover this in a future live? It might not be possible for me to do it in the next live, because there's only so much time in the lives that we could do it, but it's definitely something I can write down on my list and we can get that sorted for you. So thank you so much for watching. I think this is the first time I've finished on time, but I've just remembered I was early so that's why. Thanks for all the well wishing. I can see that people are saying I hope we're all feeling better soon. I hope we're feeling better soon, and I'll keep you updated on that. So, thanks everyone. I will see you next week. Bye.